Hola, hola! It's Wednesday, February the 24th of 2021. What do you think we're working on in science today? We will identify weather tools. Say these yellow words with me, please. Weather tools. Like this is a tool. Do you know what this tool's name is? What do you call this? A magnifying glass. Good job. It is a tool. Is this a weather tool? Could I use this to study the weather? Yes or no? We're going to learn today. We will be finding 3 weather tools. How? First, we will watch a video, then illustrate and label 3 different weather tools. How many tools are we going to draw and label today? Ding! 3. But why? We will understand how to use tools to measure the weather. Have you ever looked outside and said, "It is so cold. I wonder how cold it is"? How could we measure the cold? Or maybe you saw outside lots and lots of wind and thought, how could we measure the wind? Today, you will be learning about 3 tools we use to measure the weather and how do we use them. Time to get started first with our video. Stethoscopes on. Here come the weather tools.
Hello friends, today we are going to talk about how to measure weather and the types of tools used to measure weather. Just like mathematicians use special tools to measure objects, scientists use different instruments to measure all types of weather.
Another word for tools is instruments. Say that word with me. Instruments. Nice job. We are learning tools or instruments today.
Weather instruments are tools that meteorologists use to measure weather. Measuring weather helps people plan what to wear and lets people know if they need to carry an umbrella. It also helps meteorologists find weather patterns.
She keeps saying this big word. Meteorologist. Wow. Say it with me. Ready? Meteorologist. A meteorologist is a scientist who studies the weather. You are a meteorologist because we are studying the weather. Now, meteorologists need to know what tools to use. So here we go to find our meteorologist tools.
And predict future weather. When measuring temperature, we use thermometers to measure degrees. The red line in the middle of the thermometer moves up and down.
Our first tool today is the thermometer. Repeat the word with me, please. Thermometer. Nice job. As you see here, they said the red goes up or it can go down. Here I have a thermometer. Oh, upside down. Where you can see the ball of red at the bottom, the line going up, and there's numbers on each side. We use those numbers to read the temperature. It goes up when it's and it goes down when it's cold. My thermometer has blue in the cold numbers and red up in the hot numbers to help you remember. We measure the temperature with a what?
If you look closely, there are 2 sets of numbers. One is for Fahrenheit. The other is for Celsius.
See these 2 letters? C is for Celsius. F is for Fahrenheit. On my thermometer here, I have the same 2 letters. Fahrenheit, and Celsius.
In the United States, we measure temperature using Fahrenheit. Make sure you look for the letter F when you are measuring temperature.
This sign.
A rain gauge measures rainfall. The gauge.
We've got our next tool. Its name is the rain gauge. Say it with me, please. Rain gauge. Nice job. The rain gauge's job is to catch the, what do you think? The rain that falls.
Is a clear container with straight sides. It has marks for inches or centimeters on the side. As rain falls, it fills up the gauge and can be measured.
Oh, come back to that rain gauge, and I can show you mine. Here I've got a rain gauge. You can see it has a pointy side to stick it in the grass, where it can stand straight up by itself and catch the rain. It's open up top, so it can catch raindrops. They have a tube that also is open. There's no lid, so it can catch all of the rain that falls. Once it fills up with some rain, then we can read the number. I'll pretend and fill up with a little water. And then you can see where the water comes up to is how much rain we caught. That tells us how much rain fell on that day. You would need to empty it out each day so you know how much rain falls each day.
Measuring snowfall is easy. Before it snows, put a board on a flat ground outdoors. When it stops snowing, put a ruler into the snow until it touches the board.
Now, this rain gauge could catch snow too, but the snow is a little easier to measure because it's not a liquid like the raindrops. You can see this snow is frozen solid, so they just go outside and stick a ruler in the snow and they can measure how much snow fell. Here you can see 1, 2, 3 inches of snow fell where they live. You can't do this with a puddle of water because the puddle just liquid moves everywhere. But the frozen hard snow, you can measure with a ruler like this.
How high is the snow? Meteorologists also measure wind. The wind speed and direction can be measured. A wind vane or a wind sock measures the wind direction. An anemometer catches the wind in spinning cups to measure its speed.
Here we have 3 tools to use for the wind. This first one is called the wind vane. You might have seen one of these up on top of the roof of a house. Sometimes there's a rooster or a chicken on top. And it moves with the wind and points at the direction the wind is blowing. Remember these letters? Never eat soggy waffles. If it points to the S, that means the wind is blowing to the south. If it points to the N, that means the wind is blowing to the north. We use our directions and our arrow up on the roof to show the direction of the wind. Another tool is called a wind sock. A wind sock? Am I talking about my socks? No. A wind sock is kind of like a flag. Here I've got a flag that's outside in the wind. And when the wind is blowing, you'll see the sock moving. But when it's just sitting there, calm, not moving, that's a sign that there is no wind today. We use the wind socks and flags to see how hard the wind is blowing. If it's a windy day. If there's just a little, you might say it's breezy. But we check the wind sock to know how fast or hard the wind is blowing. The final tool we will not be using here at school or at home. It's called the Anemometer. An anemometer is a spinning wheel of cups that are moving around as fast as the wind blows and will tell you the speed of the wind. But we will be using a wind sock to show the strength of the wind.
Thanks for stopping by and going
Now we've had our weather tool tour. Let's see if you remember these weather tool names. I've got my 3 here. Let's see if you know what they're called. First tool is a thermometer. Say that with me, please. Thermometer. It measures the temperature. Our next tool is full of water, and it's called the rain gauge. Rain gauge. Good job. And it measures our precipitation that falls from the clouds. Our last tool, like a flag, think about my feet. It's called a wind sock. Nice job. A wind sock shows the speed direction of the wind. We've got 3 tools to put in your journal. Will you get 3 materials ready? Pencil, crayons, journal. Meet me on video 2 to start your tool pictures. See you soon.